G'day everyone. Haven't put out many videos in the last couple of days because I've been very busy with work and I haven't really had much time to play other than day one. I had a little bit of time day two, but since then I haven't really done much. Now, I've noticed something with this season. It's much harder, and it's probably not much harder, honestly. I just fell into a trap of um, thinking that my character should be as good as it was last season. However, obviously, last season we've all put in hundreds of hours into our character, and you're not going to be as strong. Now, there are some changes this season with minions. You can't have two six links cranking out massive damage because they cancel each other out. And my build that you would have seen on one of my other videos was quite lacking in completion. So, what I should have done earlier was go back to my build guide from season 3 and just looked at what I had. So I've gone back and I've done that, and the game is much easier now. So this is my 6 link. It's standard for machine guard. I was using compound potion because it's pretty decent. However, Resurrection Warcry, it's just life. It's not the mana, but it has 3 charges, gives you minus additional damage. It also weakens the enemy. So it's just superior. Still with residues, cost conversion, so it costs life, but you instantly recoup the 37 life that it takes to cast. So that's not a problem. Blink with an extra dash. For some reason I wasn't using the extra dash. Again, cost conversion, so it costs 54 life or 75 life or whatever it costs, but that's instantly recuperated. Vulnerability, not much has changed here. I was using something else in the extra link, but I can't remember what it was. But anyway, it increased the cost to cast by too much. Sure, I could just do cost conversion for this as well, and obviously it won't cost anything. I've got the extra energy, so it doesn't matter. There we go. That no longer costs anything either. And Frost Shield. Frost Shield is just super powerful. Again, cost conversion. Now, something different this season. I was looking at the precise skills, and cast when damage taken was really cheap. So I've got seal conversion, so seals a little bit of life instead of mana. Magical source for mana regen, which is life regen with the build, and stone skin, which absorbs a little bit of damage. So when I get hit, it absorbs 530 damage with a cooldown of 6 seconds. So every 6 seconds I'm absorbing 500 damage. Pretty okay. Precise auto defense with protection shield. I was using reform. For some reason, every single league I start with reform. It should be protection field just because it transfers 16% damage. I did buy a delayed pain because in my setup last season I had delayed pain in here as well. For a life buffer, it just spreads out the damage over 4 seconds. However, for some reason this season you cannot put it in this link, which sucks. And finally, weapon amplification and fearless. I would love for these to be precise. However, precise skills this season are really expensive. Since then, I've also got a couple of minion damage soul candles. It is much easier to get these than I initially thought. I'll show you why in a second, which comes to the palms of a turner. So down the bottom here, we have these nodes here. What are they, you may ask, if you haven't explored down here. Reveals 4 nodes that respectively use to control whether soul candles drop with the following affixes: Sentry, Summon, Terror, and Beam. Now, I thought, it's gonna, you just select this for the one that you want to be more likely, but no, it's, you select these to basically eliminate these affixes from the drop pool. So soul candles that drop in the city will not have Sentry affixes. So I've just left Summon affixes there. So minion damage, minion attack and cast speed. So the soul candles that drop at the moment are far more likely to have minion damage. I don't have all the nodes because they're 45 each. I've left on aura affixes because I would love some reduced sealed mana. 12% would be fantastic. And aura effect. If I get enough of that, maybe I can have an extra aura. Awesome. Going down, erosion, channel, dot, and curse. Curse would be okay as the third, I guess. Although I'd really like some resistances because my gear's not great. Cold affixes, cold damage, cold pen, who cares? Fire damage, fire pen, obviously. Lightning damage, lightning pen. And I've left on physical. I'm not sure if that's going to give me minions have a chance to ignore armor, which would be nice, but who knows. Following on, all the projectiles and Warcry, etc. So that is how you get the better soul candles if you haven't explored all the way down here yet. I've done all of that. Once I get those extra nodes, I'll be exploring the top. I'm sure there's some really juicy stuff up there as well. But yeah, so you can reset back to 1, but pretty much everything's 1 anyway for me. What else? I'm still running pack scripts because I'm greedy. I could go with damage and do a bit better. Let's just quickly check out the test dummy. And of course, as soon as I make a video, the dog wants to go outside. So I'll be right back. So as you can see, my damage isn't the most amazing damage in the world. Hitting for 27 million, etc. on this single target dummy. If I go to my loot, which is what I map with, I hit for 10 million, 12 million. So a fair bit less DPS. However, for tier 7 maps, this is fine. The biggest thing I've found this season is survivability. If you're not surviving, then obviously your gear's probably shit, and which mine was, admittedly. I went through and spent my currency, which I didn't have a whole lot, and I wasn't getting very good RNG when crafting this gear. As you can see, there's not many tier 1. I haven't done anything with these recently. They could be a lot better. But I have I ran out of currency before I started crafting this, actually. So, yeah. On my other gear that I had crafted, I wasn't focusing on max life. I wasn't focusing on gear armor. Obviously, resistances are a must. Towards the end of the league, obviously my helmet will have minion damage on it. It will have minion max life. Same with chests. So it's got a little bit on there now. It's got no plasticity, so I can't upgrade it. I could target process. However, do I want to? I kind of do. Let's waste some currency. Minion damage. I got 153. Okay, it's more than I thought. Tier 4. Tier 5. Ugh, it's getting worse. Tier 2. Whatever. So yeah, just focus on what will help you survive in the early maps, because you don't really need that much damage. I got distracted by looking at other people and seeing their traits and stuff. Like this one is really cool. I just left it as this. I was going to test between this and Machinist. However, I haven't got around to that yet because I'm still doing the tier 7s pretty easily at the moment. So got a Machines standard. I did switch to isomorphic arms here. However, I noticed something a little bit strange. I'll go and test it right now, which bugged me. So with testing, I can just spam R, which summons the minions, and most of the time they will charge in and blow up. However, when I switch to isomorphic arms, they never explode. Their attack speed must be too slow based on their default. So I can't just spam, so I've got to let them explode, resummon. So much slower. If you do it a little bit too fast, it just despawns them. So the damage is horrendously shit. If you had 2 lots of summon minions, you could just alternate and it'd be okay. You know? But with this, that's just bad. So unfortunately, isomorphic arms does not work. At least for my gear. If they were hitting for 1 billion each, then I wouldn't really care too much. But they're not. And yeah. So just going through, I'll show you a quick tier 7 map with this, which is quite tanky. I am pretty much res capped except for erosion res. So hopefully after saying all that I don't die, which I shouldn't. I haven't died at all today, I don't think. I'm focusing on the cube as my divinity slates still suck. And they are really expensive to... got excited, but it's Sentry. Garbage. I don't know why they love sentries in this game so much. Maybe they're overpowered and I just don't know, but sentries are the worst part about Boom Moto, in my opinion. So a bunch of dudes in here. And previously, pretty much all of those things would have killed me. But now, not so much. Tier 1 all res. Might be nice. So, City of Eterna. I've only just unlocked the Traveller. I didn't realise that one of my zones was still on tier 4, even though I was doing tier 7.2 maps in other areas. That's why I'm doing this zone now. Just getting it up as well. I noticed something in a city earlier, which was somewhat embarrassing. Because in previous videos I've said that I don't know, I keep forgetting to check the layout of the map before I go in. However, when you're in a city, there's your keys, your bar, and then 9 dots. You just click on the dots and it brings up your map, and you can see exactly the layout that you have selected. So that's the map. Didn't seem like dying at all, which is pretty cool. Makes leveling a lot easier when you're not dying and using your revive tokens all the time. It's more fun to not die all the time. Unless you're absolutely blitzing maps and you just die at the end or something. Some of the respawn points this season have been pretty horrendous. I did have one City of Eterna where I would respawn and instantly, before I could even do anything, just instantly die, which sucked. So I actually failed that city, because every time I respawned, I just instantly died. Anywho. It's not the fastest clear in the world, but my gear's not the fastest or best gear in the world either. I thought that went through the portal then. I'm glad it didn't. Oh yay, we got a faceless night maul. I'm sure that's worthless. Get the wedges. Let's grab it just because. So yeah, if you're struggling with the season, maybe focus less on damage and just go back to basics. And if you're doing Charge Moto, consider looking at my Season 3 build, or just go through this video and see what you like. What have I got here? Minion crit aura effect, that's pretty decent. Could be better. Self-destruct and minion, self-destruct and minion, self-destruct and minion. Oh, not self-destruct, minion damage and minion max life. Alright. Anyway. Ooh, it's 15. So, anyway, sorry, getting distracted. That's pretty much all I've got for this video. I've noticed the Glacial Abyss cards appear to be giving a lot more Flame Elementium this season. Like, look at that. 2 lots of 5. Last season that was unheard of. But this season they seem to be pretty good. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video. Just a quick build update, quality of life update. Where's my divinities actually? Are the pack scripts? What am I doing? Statue of the New God. Wow. Why do I have that equipped? Okay. Minion crit damage, max life, armor, crit strike damage for every point of chaos. That's pretty nice. Barrier, minion crit, minion damage, I've got all these just from running the content myself. I bought a couple off the market, but they didn't roll good at all. Well, even these aren't good. That's more for my other tune, which I got distracted with and I didn't really enjoy. Do we have anything? That one's reasonable. New projectile. I was playing Iris for a bit, however, she made me realize that I hate shields and Boom Moto doesn't care about shields. Ugh, these are horrible. That's a bit better. Movement speed. Erosion res. Imbue skill. I don't think I use any imbues. Rather the erosion res. I've got 4 attempts left. Ooh. It's pretty nice. That's pretty nice too. No, thank you. So that's an upgrade over what I had, because what I had was absolutely worthless. So that's pretty cool. I got this drop, but it's not very good for me, unfortunately. Trauma damage, maybe. Anywho, I've crapped on enough. That's the build as it is at the moment. And yeah, see you in the next one.